Good evening, students. This is Professor Estrada with your integrated reading and writing class, week 2, video audio lecture. I hope that week 1 video lecture has been helpful in allowing you to figure out how to navigate the course, the design that is structured particularly for this specific class, and just kind of giving you a preview of what is in each online folder as we walk it through week to week. So this is now week 2. I am recording this a couple of days ahead of the week 2 schedule, so welcome. I'm going to go ahead and start on the home page. As you can see, I'm in the home page of the course. The left side tab has announcements or recaps. As I have recorded this before a recap announcement of week 1, you have yet to see that, but any important reminders or announcements or recaps will always be on the left side tab. You're more than welcome to go through them at any time. I don't delete them. And on the right side tab, we have my information. I can be reached at aestrada@hillcollege.edu at any time. One of the things that I want to point out is while there is a work to do module and the calendar, these are great whenever you want to go in and start completing things, but they don't give you a preface of where it's at in any folder or its deadline. But they're also not marked by their regular syllabus due date, which in fact is always a Sunday at 11:59 unless it's something specific. These are great, but with anything like this, always refer to the syllabus due date, as these sometimes are given the extra due dates. Now, as you've come to realize in this course, that as it's set up, I do open up the folder maybe on a Friday or Saturday morning when the class doesn't even start until that Monday morning the next week. But with that, you are allowed to turn in late work on a Sunday night at 11:59, and after that, I deduct late, and for each day late, it's just 25 points. Okay, that's where you may see a difference in the due dates that are seen right here in the work to do and or the calendar. But if you have any questions, always refer to the due date calendar for that specific assignment. But that is my email right there. So let's go ahead and dive into the week 2 content. I'm clicking on the content button on the banner and it takes me to the course. The left side tab of this page has modules. You have to click on the modules for them to open up. And notice that because I'm recording this early, you won't see these little icons that say hidden from students, but you are able to see it whenever I give you access to it. I'm going to go ahead and open up the folders. We're going to be looking at week 2 folder part 1 specifically and week 2 folder part 2. So let's dive in. And at a glance, this is what is in the folder for today for week 2 part 1. You can see it right here. We have the lecture slides. We have the audio that you're listening to right now. Quiz 2, which is called sentence restructure. A writing prompt number 2 called a kind gesture. You actually have your first extra credit opportunity listed right here. It says reflection of 2026. This extra credit allows you the chance to earn up to 8 points on your lowest minor grade. And your minor grades considered can be quizzes, discussion boards, writing assignments, assessments, or the prompt journals. So if you complete this and the lowest grade from one of those is a 30, 8 points are added to it. Or the lowest of any of those. So if your lowest grade is only an 80, you will still get that. Or even if it's a 0 and it's incomplete, the 8 points will be given to that. This follows a week 2 deadline, which is Sunday, June 21st. And this is why I want to make a note. While the calendar or to-do list on the homepage may say the extra days, they just I went ahead and put in the extra 4 days that you're allowed to turn in something late, but always refer to the syllabus due date. Okay? So all those things are listed right here. I have to scroll down the mouse to see that. But let's dive in and let's look at the lecture slides. This is for week 2, day 1. Okay, week 2, day 1. We're looking at the lecture slides. This is exactly what I just said about what's listed in the week 2, day 1 folder with its due date. And these videos are just in fact a review. If you don't like to look at the lecture videos, they're there for that reason if you want to, or if not, you can just go ahead and dive in. But I like to think of it as, because we're not meeting in a specific physical class, this helps you as if you were a part of a class and we're looking at our lecture slides first. So let's continue our review of the parts of speech. We have the subject of a sentence. This is actually a whole page right here. So what is a subject of a sentence? We're looking back at the idea that we looked at our adjectives, nouns, and verbs, and the capitalization of a sentence. So now we have to dive into specifically what are these other parts of a sentence. So we have a subject. In a sentence, the subject is the person, animal, or thing that does the verb. Alyssa is eating a banana. Who is eating? Alyssa. The cat is drinking milk. Who is drinking? The cat. The phone is ringing. What is ringing? The noun, the phone. Note, the subject comes before the verb. So verb is what you do. It's the motion. It's the action. Remember, the subject represents who or what the sentence is about. It's easier to find the subject of a sentence if you first find the verb. Remember, a verb is used to describe an action, a state, or what is happening. Jennifer walked to the store. The subject is Jennifer. What is she doing? She's walking. After lunch, I will call my mother. What will I do? I will call. Who am I calling? My mother. Mosquito bites itch. What do? They itch. What is itching? The mosquito bites. You were a great singer. Hence, were is a past tense. That's meaning you were, you will. You are, the past tense of that. That means that you were. Verb, subject, you were. Subject of a sentence example. Let's try with this sentence. Rachel ate her breakfast. The verb in the sentence is the word ate. It describes an action that Rachel took. So let's ask our question. Who or what ate? Rachel did. Rachel is the subject of this sentence. So we have subjects and now we have objects. Looking at objects in a sentence. Objects are the thing, person, or event being acted upon. He paints posters. The subject is he. He, who, or what performs the action of the verb is the subject. Verb is the word that expresses what the action is. An object, whoever or whatever receives the action of the object. What are verb tenses? So we have subject, objects, and verb tenses. A verb's tense tells us the point in time when an action or event takes place. We can think of tenses as slices of time. The three main tenses in English are the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. Verb tenses. Let us review. I eat cereal for breakfast. I ate cereal for breakfast. I will eat cereal for breakfast. The first sentence describes what takes place currently in the present and is called the present tense. The second sentence refers to an action that happened before in the past and is the past tense. The third sentence describes what will happen in the future and is future tense. These are the three main verb tenses in English. Past, present, and future tense. The tense of a verb tells when an action happens. Present, the action is now. Past, action has already happened. Future, action will happen in the future. Remember, think of what time and place your verb is happening in. The verb should answer the question, did it already happen? Is it happening now? Or will it happen later? One of the best and most effective ways to become a better writer is to become a better reader. To become great at writing, we must understand the basics first. For you to learn how to write well, you must review what it takes to make a good sentence and be able to write great sentences. Okay. And then it just says an important reminder right here. Reminder of the late pass policy. Twice this semester, I will give you a late pass to work on an assignment for up to 48 hours, additionally without a late grade penalty. For example, if you have a writing assignment due on a Sunday night, and if you ask for a late pass extension, I'll give you up to 48 hours after that to work on it. To apply for late pass, you just simply send an email to me by 10 o'clock on the day it's due. You don't have to give me an explanation. I'll just write your name down. And you have 2. Okay, I'm exiting out of this. And let's go to the next thing. You have a quiz, number 2. Let's look at its instructions. It simply says, review and follow the questions as requirement changes. This is an assessment of words and sentences and sequences as how they should feel, whereas how we sometimes view them. Take your time in reading them. You're given 2 attempts with at least an hour per each attempt. Notice its due date, Sunday, June 21st. We have our weekly journal prompt number 2. And it says, open up the journal thread and complete in about 4 to 6 sentences. No one else should be reading these. You just type in your response and go. And this one says, a kind gesture. Okay. Recall a time when a kind gesture was noticed or done. A kind gesture, as Google may state, is an action or behavior that shows consideration, care, or goodwill towards others. It is usually done to help, comfort, or make someone feel appreciated without expecting anything in return. Examples of kind gestures include offering a smile, a friendly greeting. Consider if you've ever made someone's day by kind words, turning in assignments early, or picking up trash, or returning the favor and paying it forward for someone's meal. Has this ever been done to you or by you? Or have you known a kind gesture that has truly impacted you? And notice that due date is Sunday, June 21st at 11:59. I'm going to go ahead and write something right here. That way you know that it's already been started. You can write journal prompt number 2 or whatever the number is. You can write it in different font, size, color, as long as it's legible. I'm going to go ahead and post. That way you know it was me. And we have our first extra credit opportunity right here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Okay. So it says right here, extra credit opportunity. It's due June 21st. This is the instructor view of it. So I'm able to show you what it kind of looks like. So let me zoom in. Okay. So it says, create a new document that answers the prompt below. The document must be accessible to me, Word doc or document compatible. If there's a text box in this module that allows you to write it there instead of submitting a document, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Here's the prompt. In 7 to 10 sentences, answer the following question. Since this is extra credit, make sure to adhere to essay guidelines if you use them, or proper indented paragraphs. Complete sentences and free of syntax and spelling errors. What is the prompt? The prompt is, what has this year taught you? January 2026 through the present. Looking back, was it a good or bad or memorable year? Has it been a good or memorable year? What is one negative or positive thing that you take from 2026 thus far? Okay. Then it says it's due Sunday, June 21st. Then it says extra credit opportunities cannot be turned in late or used with a late pass. Okay. Go ahead and exit out of that. We have the word count link right here. This just is helpful in having you count your words for discussion boards. Now, a lot of people have been using this for that matter, but just make sure that it's saved elsewhere, because if you're putting in your post right here and you have nowhere else that it's saved, it may close up on you unexpectedly. This just allows you to count your words if you have it saved somewhere else. Okay, so let's dive in to week 2 folder, part 2. So we got a couple of things in here. We have the lecture slides. We have our first essay. It's instructions. We're going to read them aloud and make sure that we understand them. And a sample outline. We have discussion board number 3, a narrative essay sample outline. Week 3 journal prompt, a hidden talent. And I would ask if you would like to watch these 3 videos. They're not assignment based. They're just kind of helpful in making sure that we understood how to write a paragraph, how to write an essay, and the structure of the 5-paragraph essay. And then our word count link. Okay, the due date for many of these things, which I'll tell you why in a minute, are Sunday, June 21st. It also says that the essay 1 is not due on that Sunday, June 21st, but rather Sunday, June 28th. Okay, so you're writing the essay, but it's not even due anytime soon. So it's more than 1 week to at least complete the essay. It tells you that the essay is due Sunday, June 28th. Failure to not turn in after that time will result in some points off. Failure to not turn in essay 1 by July 2nd will automatically result in a 0. You can use the late pass on this essay, but it must be turned in to me by Sunday, June 28th by 10 p.m. So notice the due date. It's different than what a week 2 deadline is. Okay. And then it says that this is an essay that will be turned into the week 3 folder. So you're not even working on it and placing it in the week 2 folder. It is stretched out to the week 3 folder. You'll be uploading it in there. I will not accept email attachments or web links for this. An electronic essay in Brightspace will need to be submitted. Okay, so we have a couple of things that we're looking at within the folder. That's why it looks like a lot. It's just the resources sometimes. So let's dive into the week 2 folder, part 2. Okay, and I'm going to zoom out so that way you're able to see this. We have the to-do list for the week 2, part 2 folder. We have the online contents, the continuation of the parts of speech, the mini lecture. We have paragraph review over topic sentences and supporting sentences, the introduction and instructions to the essay 1, maybe a pie chart activity if it's on here, and begin by completing the week 2 part 2 content. Okay, we have the content right here, as you have also seen in Brightspace. It has that there is a due date for some of the things in the week 2 folder, but the essay is not due until anytime soon. Important reminder of late work. Twice a semester, I give you the opportunity for a late pass reminder. This must be done by 10 p.m. on the day that it's due. You are also allowed to turn in work late even after its Sunday due date, but I deduct 25 points off each day that it's late. Okay, so let's look at sentence structure and paragraph review. We remembered that we just were talking about subjects not too long ago. So remember that the subject represents whom or what a sentence is about. Kind of recycling those slides right there. Objects are the things, people, or events being acted upon. Subject, verb, and object. We have direct objects now. So we have objects and subjects. So now we're diving right into direct objects. What are direct objects? A direct object is the noun, the pronoun, or the word group that tells who or what receives the action. So a noun is the recipient of the action of the verb that is referred to as the direct object. Direct objects. She wrote a letter. She is the subject. She did what? She wrote a letter. The direct object is what? The letter. Direct objects receive the action of the verb. Juan kicked the ball. Example, John brought his son a present. The indirect object is his son. It's being directed to what? A present. So there's a difference between direct objects and indirect objects, and let's look at that. Indirect objects tell whom or to what or for what. Used only with a direct object. It appears between the verb and the direct object, usually found with verbs of giving or communicating, like give, bring, tell, show, take, or offer. Example, Jackie wrote Kelly a note during class. The subject is Jackie. The verb is wrote. Direct object, a note, wrote. Who wrote what? The indirect object, Kelly. It was for whom. Okay, let's look at this example again. John brought his son a present. The indirect object is his son. The direct object is a present. Examples. The boy gave food to Jane. The subject is the boy. The verb is gave. He gave what? He gave food, which is the direct object. To whom? Whom received the food? To Jane. Okay, so let's take a break because we were still looking at a mini lecture of parts of speech and parts of a sentence. And we'll reach a conclusion right there. So now let's put that aside and let's dive into our first essay and its instructions, which is the introduction to a narrative essay. What is a narrative essay? A narrative essay is an essay that is comprised of a narrative that answers a prompt. The key element of a narrative essay is a defined point of view presented within the essay, delivered by emotions, sensory details to the reader. It can be considered a reflection piece or a story that sets the essay in motion. As with any essay, topic sentences and supporting details are necessary. So what are the conventions of a narrative essay? This type of essay explains the point of view and maintains it throughout the paper. This type of essay can be written in the first person as well as incorporate the third person pronouns, he, she, it. This type of essay heavily relies on figurative language as well as perspective from people, scenes, and events. Within this essay, description will be your best friend. Now let us look at your first essay instructions. Okay. All right, so it tells me to actually stop right now and go look at the essay instructions. Okay. So let's look at the essay instructions, and then we're going to go back to the slides. Okay. These are my essay instructions. I went ahead and opened them up for us. It says narrative essay instructions. Okay, summer 2026. It says for this assignment, you will write a thesis-driven essay from a narrative point of view that addresses the topics listed, as each will be a separate paragraph. So it says you will narrate and write on any 3 points of your choosing, and you will use those three themes as body paragraphs. Not all of them, only 3 of these. So see the essay outline at the end. Okay, so here are our themes, and we only have to pick 3. What was or has been your biggest accomplishment? What was or has been your favorite hobby? What is or was your favorite place, memory, person, or treasured keepsake during your present years till now? Your favorite vacation at any season, any age, any place? A time you experienced loss, grief, or sadness, and what did you learn from it? The beginning or end of a friendship or relationship? Something from your childhood or adolescence that shaped who you are today? Or recall facing a fear or how you overcame it. So each of these, any of these 3 that you're going to pick, those 3 will become body paragraphs. Please don't write an entire essay over all of them. Just pick 3. So after choosing from any of these 3 above, you will begin to write your narrative. Remember, each of those topics will become separate body paragraphs in your essay. And we'll look at this a sample outline here in a minute. So your audience and context for this essay will be a group of people who have a clear understanding of the subject, the class, and myself. As we dive into the writing processes, others may be a part of this. Purpose and outcome: revise and edit multiple drafts to produce a writing that is well organized, mechanically and grammatically sound, and mostly error-free. We'll provide feedback towards each other and or our individual selves in this process. The essay requirements for this essay is to give you a chance to apply the principles of the narrative style of writing. You'll be given the chance to explore 3 different topics that form a structured narrative of yourself. These are the requirements for this essay. Times New Roman size 12. Double space your essay. Proper indented paragraphs. 1-inch margins on all sides. This essay must have a title. Essay length should be about 1.5 pages to 2 pages. There's no word count specified for this essay. And your proper heading on the left-hand corner, it can be the heading or not. I just put that there. Your name, first and last, the course name and section. It's on the actual banner right here. INRW 0303, section 11. My name, Mrs. Strada, and the date. Can be the date that you start this essay or the date that it's due. The criterion rubric here is this essay should demonstrate your ability to write a thesis-driven essay supported by evidence, write clear, well-edited writing style, and go through the writing process of drafts, peer review workshops, what have you. Let's look at the tips for a narrative essay. A narrative essay writing style means in the form of a story. You will be using I, me, and pronouns such as these to address and describe the topic. Use imagery, description, specifics to help the audience visualize your objectives. Since you will be exploring 3 different topics as body paragraphs, be sure to detail describe them. As readers, we're not part of the experience, but take us there through imagery, sights, sounds, and people. Remember, a title makes an essay stand out. Instead of writing narrative essay or essay 1, how can you title this essay to make it memorable for reading? And here is the essay due date, Sunday, June 28th at 11:59. It says important, failure to not turn in after this day and time will result in automatic 25 points off. Failure to not turn in by July 2nd, a couple of days later, will result in a 0. For this essay, you can utilize a late pass, but it must be requested on the day that it's due, no later than 10 p.m. This is an essay that will be turned in as an electronic copy in Brightspace within the week 3 folder. You'll be uploading the essay to Brightspace. I will not accept email attachments, links. In exchange for this, an electronic copy is what is needed. And right here I also have the grading scheme, criteria, and rubric for what is to be looked at for this essay. Details, context, focus, introduction, conclusion, structure, and mechanics, and then it's broken down by the parts. Okay, so let's look at the outline for the narrative essay. This will help you build and see what goes in every paragraph. So whenever you're first writing off your paragraphs, begin with your introduction. What are you introducing? What 3 points or 3 themes are you going to talk about? Why are they important to you? Place the thesis statement at the end of the introduction paragraph. A thesis statement will let me know a preview of what's to be explored, discussed, or described. Body paragraph, or point number 1. Discuss one of the topics from the first page. Who, what, why is it significant to you? What do you remember vividly from it? Let this paragraph only conclude one of the topics. Body paragraph, or point number 2. Discuss another one. What, who, what, why is it significant to you? What can you remember vividly about it? Let this paragraph conclude another one. Body paragraph, or point number 3. Discuss a last topic from the first page. Who, what, why is it significant? What can you remember vividly from it? Let this paragraph only conclude the last one. The conclusion. Use this paragraph to connect the focus points from body paragraphs and relay them back. What makes these topics stand out to you? Which one is more memorable than the rest? So remember that your body paragraphs will be any of these 3. Fill them with detail, imagery, description. We're not there with this, so how are we supposed to know what your favorite place is? Is it a place that you no longer are? How old were you? Who are you with? Give us those details, but narrate this for us and give us a preview. Okay? All right, so I'm continuing my slides, so I'm going to have to go back and open up my slides because I exited out of them. I'm going to go back to where I was. I think I was halfway, a little bit back ways. All right, so I'm over here somewhere. Okay, so I stopped right here and I looked at the topic sentences. So this is slide number 17. When I took my break, it was slide 16 to go into the essay instructions. So these are the topic sentences. We have to remember that whenever our instructions were talking about topic sentences and thesis sentences, we have to remember what those are. So a topic sentence is as follows. It says as a review that a typical paragraph consists of 2 parts, a topic sentence and its supporting details. Topic sentences begin the paragraph that allow us to be drawn into what follows. A topic sentence, usually the opening one, states the main idea or point of the paragraph. Supporting sentences are details that back up the main point. We have supporting details. Supporting details sentences are details that back up the main point. Here are some few ways to use supporting detail sentences. Examples, facts, testimonies, reasons, or personal observations. Okay, so this is my pie chart brainstorming activity. You don't have to follow along to it. If we were in class, I would give out a sheet of paper to everybody, but if you want to follow along, feel free to do so. It's not going to be something that you're turning in. It's just something to help you with regards to brainstorming for any other particular essay. Feel free to follow along. This is not an assignment. Just like I said, it's just simply a learning tool. So we would begin with a blank page and we would draw a pie chart with 8 points on it, giving space in the middle, and we would write out the word topic. This indicates that whenever we're brainstorming, we always have to figure out what our topic is. What is the theme? What is the central idea that helps us dive into what we're writing about? And I consider them as pie charts. And one of the things that we have to consider is it makes up a pie or a pizza in this case, and you want the first bite to indicate what the rest of the story is about. So it is the topic sentence. And each slice has to connect to each one. Okay, so let's look at this. Next, we will work out filling each section as they help us brainstorm. Each slice can be considered a possible paragraph or idea that you can use in writing this essay or any others. We always have to have the topic, so let's look at the next ones. We definitely have the introduction. What is the main idea that I'm trying to present? If you know what it is, then you can go ahead and start. If you just want to use these and take notes, you're more than welcome to. Our second one is time. Make sure that you're filling in with prior experiences, specifics, locations, seasons. Because we are not there with you experiencing this, give us those facts and details. Consider your moods or emotions. How does this topic make me feel? Was this a heavy topic? Was this a sensitive topic? Was this a topic that it really resonated with me? Story. Remember that your story comes with a beginning, middle, end. Details. Your story should be able to paint a picture. Give us the details. Give us imagery. Give us sensory details. Voice. Your voice should be evident, clear, authentic, and true. Approach. Think of your audience. Are there other things that can make this topic or this essay memorable? And then as we started off with an introduction and we went through some of these are simply paragraph suggestion fillers or to help your essay stand out. And as we started off with an introduction, we end with a conclusion. What was important about this topic? Why did I choose this topic? This wasn't something like you had to write all this down. It's really great to go back as a resource and look at it. Okay, there ends my lecture slides. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you what the rest of this looks like. We went and looked at the narrative essay instructions. So there's that really well. Just want to make sure that I did it right. Okay, the narrative essay instructions. We have discussion board number 3. Discussion board number 3 is as follows. It says, your objective this week is to create a working sample outline for this essay. Use the sample below and create field content of your own. You do not have to write complete sentences, just brainstorm and fill in some working phrases. In short, this is a writing exercise to help you understand what type of content can go in each paragraph. Just a couple of words. A good starting point is at least really well. There is no need to reply to others, just kind of put in what you think is going to go in every one of these. Fill in with your own words. You don't have to write complete sentences. You don't have to write the entire essay or a working content. Just toss in some ideas that you know would go in every paragraph and call it. And this is just a sample outline that I took from the essay instructions, and you're just filling in with your own words. Okay, so I put right here, not everybody's essay is going to be alike in the format. Your story is a narrative coming from you. You can be as descriptive or specific as needed. Since we're not experiencing this, illustrate this as though we were the readers looking through your eyes. This outline can be simple, a few words here and there, or it can just be working content. The due date is Sunday, June 21st. I'm going to go ahead and type a little bit of letters right here. That way we have that. And then I just post. There we go. We also have weekly journal number 3. Open the journal. Just type in something to the best of your ability, and then you don't have to reply to anybody else. Weekly journal number 3 says the following. Hidden talent. Is there something you're good at doing? Write about your special or unique hidden talent. What is something you are skilled in or have a talent for that others may find surprising? What is something that you can do easy, but for other people it's rather difficult? Is it like juggling, riding a unicycle, burping for 3 minutes, memorizing unique facts? What is your hidden talent? And I went ahead and wrote my hidden talent right here if you care to look at that. Okay, the Sunday due date is Sunday, June 21st. Again, you're just writing out your creative response right here. You don't have to reply to anybody else. Go ahead and upload that. Post. Okay. I also have included right here 2 videos. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. They're just there to really help you as resources, understanding and getting to the writing concept. We have the word count link right here as well. The word count link counts your words for you. And just like I've mentioned before, at any point, if you have questions, let me know. For the folders, you do have to click on them. They click up, they click out. And when you click on them, they open up and they put your content in there. Okay, and at any point, if you have any questions, reach out to me. This concludes the end of the week 2 lecture slides.